Greetings, everyone. This is Michael Blumberg, President and founder of Field Service Insights. Today, I'm here with Titos Anastasakos, and he'll be sharing the results of a major study he's done on augmented reality. Today, we're going to ask the question, is augmented reality ready for prime time? Titos, welcome to our program today.
Thanks, Michael.
Could you give us just a brief background about yourself, maybe a couple sentences about who you are and your involvement with augmented reality?
Yeah, I'm a founder and managing partner of SI2 Partners, which is a consultancy focused on all aspects of service business.
Well, then let's dive into some of the findings from your study. First of all, Titos, I was wondering if you could tell us why augmented reality is so important, and also how does it affect field service? I imagine you've got some insight from the study you recently completed.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, augmented reality is a technology that allows superimposing digital data on in the observer's field of view on top of actual physical objects, right? And this profoundly changes the way people both view the world and learn at the same time.
So what motivated SI2 Partners to conduct this study?
Well, I mean, if you look at all these technologies, the end state in the medium term is quite clear, right? I mean, you will have machines that self-diagnose themselves. You will have AI-based algorithms. You will have spare parts that will be 3D printed, changing the nature of the spare parts business. You will have augmented reality profoundly changing the field service business. So all these technologies will create a different end state in the medium term. The way that what service business means and how it is conducted.
What would you say are the most critical findings from your study? Maybe you could identify 2 or 3 for us.
Well, first of all, I mean, we can, what we did is confirm that this is an accelerating trend. For example, we found that approximately slightly less than 1/3 of respondents are already working with augmented reality of the respondents in our survey. A very small percentage had started, but then stopped the process because of various problems. But another third we're planning to implement augmented reality over the next 12 months.
But perhaps you could maybe talk a little bit more about what these challenges or trends are that are facing when it comes to implementing AR. So, like, what do you think is holding them back from really diving in deeply and this AR market really taking off to a greater extent than it has already?
Well, first of all, I do think it has taken off. I mean, to a great extent already. But as I said, finding the right use cases for augmented reality, the so-called killer apps, for particular organizations is not always easy. So most companies, they do try to implement use cases or applications or solutions that vendors have recommended, and often they don't turn out to be the right ones.
Right.
So as I said, for example, if you're a vendor of complex machinery, this standard use case of central experts helping less experienced technicians in the field will usually not work or will not add particular value. This creates then disengagement, and the process slows down. But other things might work. For example, you can use augmented reality to pool experts together who may be traveling and be in different locations, around the world. And you have a piece of complex machinery, and two or three experts, one each being a particular expert in a particular subsystem, can work together to diagnose a problem or find a solution.
Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more about what you've seen as some of the limiting beliefs that field service leaders have around?
Yes, I would say that a good number of respondents to our survey, from the ones who do not use augmented reality, felt that the technology is not yet mature. So you're right on that, and it might be a reason that is slowing down adaptation. Adoption of the technology. But maturity is always relative. I mean, the technology will always develop and evolve. The issue is, can it help you to do better what you have been doing up to now? And regarding digital technologies, the better refers particularly to cost. So can it help you do more cost effectively what you are doing up to now, regardless of the level of technological maturity that you think it has?
Do you think it's very difficult for your typical field service organization and the management team to really think through the use cases of AR, or do you think they need some guidance?
I think they need. Guidance, but I think they need to invest the time to actually develop the right use cases. It requires some experimentation. It requires generating ideas, debating ideas, and it requires a period of time until they get where they want to.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the systems, processes, and procedures and resources that a field service organization can put in place to facilitate this change of going, from, it's called the old school way, the way they've always done things, to implementing this new digital technology called augmented reality.
Well, I think every company would have its own way of implementing this. What our survey did find is that most companies implement augmented reality, as you also said in the beginning. They pilot, but then they do not rigorously monitor outcomes. So performance outcomes, for example, which can be attributed to the technology. And that, I think, is a problem, because then they don't really know. They have a feeling about it, but they don't really know with data, how the technology has contributed to whatever change in performance they see.
What do you think is like the appropriate time frame? What should people expect in the amount of time it would take before they could start seeing some measurable results with augmented reality?
I think if they do it right in terms of making and managing the necessary changes, and spending some effort on finding use cases where the technology has can have impact, and is and can really add value, help their field service organization and their customers. If they do that, I think the impact or the being able to measure improvement is almost immediate.